Devaraja Sevyamana Pavanangri Pankajam Vyala Yajna Sutramindu Shekharam Krupakaram Naradadi Yogi Vrinda Vanditam Digambaram Kashikapuradinatha Kala Bhairavam Bhaje. After the introductory stanza of Kala Bhairava Ashtakam, this is the first para. Basically, this describes the greatness of Kala Bhairava, which is one of the fierce forms of Shiva. What does it say? Devaraja Sevyamana Pavanangri Pankajam. Devaraja. Now, who is Devaraja? Devaraja means Deva is gods, Raja is king. So, Devaraja is talking about the king of gods. Typically in Hinduism, when we say king of gods, we are looking at Indra. Indra is the king of gods. So again, here there might be one question saying that if God is just one, there is only one God, then what are these gods in plural? And then who is this king of gods? Is all gods not just one? Is there no only one God? Yes, that is true. But in Hinduism, you can worship God at the level at which you vibrate. In reality, there is only one God. If you go further ahead into Advaita Vedanta, that one God is you. Next, it is not you which is this physical body. It is the God which is inside you, which is formless, and eventually it is that nothingness. That is the true realization as per Advaita Vedanta. But Hinduism creates a lot of branches. They are not going to force only one God concept, nothingness concept, or millions of gods concept. You can pick and choose whatever matches with your energy level. If you are spiritually not yet mature to understand nothingness of this whole creation, then you better focus on somethingness. And if you are again not mature enough to get to that one something, then fine, create multiple somethings. But if you are spiritually further lower on the ladder, you can create a hierarchy also. Correct? So that is what these things are. Gods, then demigods, and there is a king of gods. So Indra, typically. Now you might question that, oh, all this is false. Okay, how can there be so many gods and a king of gods? Very simple. In your real world, right, so-called real world, where you go to school, where you go to college, where you go to office, where you work, inside your family, aren't there hierarchies? Inside your family, you might not be the sole decision maker. There might be someone more powerful than you, like your father or mother or grandfather, grandmother. Similarly, aren't you seeing how organizations are working? There is a CEO, there is a CFO. Below them, there are general managers. Below them, assistant managers. Below them, there are supervisors, then executives, then laborers. Aren't systems working on hierarchies in your so-called real world? Then what's the problem in understanding there could be a hierarchy outside this? You might say, no, but God is one ultimate truth. But you are not yet mature to understand that, right? So better be in the hierarchy, right? In this actual world, so-called real world, which is also an illusion, haven't you created hierarchies? Because you are only at that level, correct? If you are a real, spiritual seeker who has attained self-realization, for you no hierarchy exists. Everything is one for you, correct? You have not yet reached there. That's the reason hierarchies still affect you. So if they can affect you in this illusory plane, why will they not affect you in the spiritual plane? They will. Correct? This whole macrocosm or the external universe is nothing but the reflection of the microcosm or what is inside you. Is it not? So if you are affected by hierarchies, if you are affected by feelings, emotions, if you are affected by happiness and sorrow, you think in spiritual world all of this will not be there? Bloody, this is only that spiritual world. that spiritual world is being projected like this physical world. Your physical universe is telling you where you stand spiritually. Yes, this whole physical universe is an illusion, but it is an image. It is a projection of your inside world. That is what is the microcosm and the macrocosm. Correct? First of all, in Advaita Vedanta, there is no micro, macro, everything is one. But okay, we haven't yet evolved there, right? So fine, let us create two, duality. Outside something else, inside something else. But why do you think inside there is something altogether different? Nothing is different. This is similar to so many of my students who are not great in college. Great in the sense, I'm not even talking about academics. Not disciplined, no manners. Okay, they don't respect teachers. They don't respect commitments, deadlines. Even in colleges, there are assignments to be finished on time. They will not respect the deadline. Okay, they will not have the decency to be respectful to the teacher. When the teacher is speaking, they don't know. They don't understand that they have to keep quiet, whether you like the lecture or do not like the lecture. It is that respect you show to them, that someone is speaking, someone experienced is speaking, listen to them. Don't listen to them, okay, act as if you are listening to them, but pay some respect. Don't keep chit-chatting. You are not fit, right? As a student, you are not fit to be there. And that too what? You are 2021, you are not a kid. Okay? My students are even 25, 26. You are not children anymore. Correct? If you still do not know these basic etiquettes, then what? Then they come and argue with me that, no sir, all this is just in college, Once we are out of here in the real world, as if this is an illusion, okay? As if this is a simulation. Okay, maybe college is a simulation of the real world. Once we go out there we will mend our ways, rectify ourselves. And I keep telling them, nothing will change. Because what happens in the microcosm happens in the macrocosm. Nothing will change. Overnight, there is not going to be any transformation in you just because now you are no more a student. What makes you think that as a student I was never sincere and as an employee I will be sincere? Okay, no, I don't even want to work. I will run my own businesses. What makes you think as a businessman you will be sincere? Sincerity is a trait. Someone who has sincerity as a trait is sincere everywhere. That is the whole point. So you think real life will be completely different compared to college or school? No. It is just an extrapolation of this. Same way, this whole physical world and so-called spiritual world, there are no two worlds. Everything is one. But chalo, let's assume. Because we are not yet there, we don't understand these things. Okay. That's the reason why we worship God externally also. Correct? You have an idol, you have a photo frame, or you go to temple. Why? God is outside you. Yeah. God is everywhere. Why can't you see that God inside yourself? We are not yet mature. So let us adjust for now. Let us see God outside only. Fine. Let us start somewhere. Correct? Rather than fooling yourself that no, God is inside me, God is inside me. But you are not able to believe it. You are just forcing that thought down your throat that God is inside me. But somewhere you are not connecting with it. Eventually what will happen? Eventually you will lose faith. God is neither outside nor inside. Like what the hell? I am on my own. Okay, fine. That's also no problem. You are on your own. Then when things are not in your control and you are on your own and you are suffering, that's where the problem comes. The whole problem with atheists is this only. There's no problem in being an atheist if you're so powerful from the inside that you are everything is in my control. You don't need God, as simple as that. That is only Advaita Vedanta. In a way, Advaita Vedanta and atheism are close by, but they're poles apart. Advaita Vedanta, yes, there is no God. Why? Because everything is nothingness. If everything is nothing, happiness is nothing, sorrow is nothing. You should never emote at all. You are not yet reached there, right? Then you better believe that everything is something. Correct? So Hinduism offers you so many paths to take up. So when we say here Deva Raja, he is the Lord of the gods. Who are these gods? These are the gods which we created. Because we are unable to connect with that one true God, we have created so many crores and millions and billions of gods. Okay, create, no problem. Because they are also reflection of that ultimate God. no issues. So when you have created, all these gods have already manifested because you have created. There are worlds and universes, and there are gods who are ruling these worlds because you have created them. As simple as that. Yes, your mind is so powerful, it can create everything. It has created already. Now, all these gods who exist has a king, Devaraja, who is Indra, who is named as Indra. So he's saying that, okay, if gods are powerful, then how powerful must be the king of gods, Devaraja, Sevyamana. He is also serving you. The Lord of all the gods, the king of all the gods is at your service. So what you must be, right? That is what is Kala Bhairava. Correct? The king of gods, Sevyamana Pavanangri Pankajam. He is washing your feet, the lotus feet. The Kala Bhairava's feet are being compared here with lotuses. Now why lotus? Why weren't they compared with some fruit, some vegetable? Why one flower? Oh, because flowers are fragrant. Yes, of course flowers are fragrant. It's not about that. Flower, and that too a lotus. Especially in Hinduism, when we talk about lotus, we talk about the 1,000-petaled lotus. Why do we call 1,000? 1,000 here doesn't mean exactly 1,000. It's infinite petaled. That is exactly how knowledge is like. The truth is hidden inside. And there are so many layers and layers and layers of petals, illusions, okay, which stop us from reaching out to the truth. That is the reason we compare a lotus, because lotus represents knowledge. So what I am saying, I lay all my knowledge at your feet because I do not know anything. Why? Because the lotus has so many petals and it's blossoming and blossoming and blossoming, and there is no end to the petals. Just like in life, whether it is problems, whether it is knowledge, whether it is emotions, whether it desires, endless, just like petals of a lotus, petals of a 1,000-petaled lotus. The petals are opening and opening and opening, and I am not able to reach the ultimate truth hidden inside the petals because there are more petals. So, in a way, by comparing Kala Bhairava's feet with lotus, they are saying that I lay all my knowledge at your feet because I do not know anything. Because you are that ultimate source of knowledge. So I bow to you. Devaraja Sevyamana Pavarangri Pankajam means even the king of gods is at your service, washing your feet, worshipping your lotus petaled feet. Next. Vyala Yajna Sutram Indu Shekharam Krupakaram. Vyala Yajna Sutram Indu Shekharam Krupakaram. Krupakaram basically means Krupa. Krupa means grace. Okay, oh, the graceful one. So they are describing Kala Bhairava to be the graceful one. What do you mean graceful one? He can be graceful upon you. Why should he be graceful upon me? He, in the sense, again, he means it's your personification. Does Kala Bhairava really exist? Doesn't matter. You have created because you needed him. You were unable to connect to the ultimate truth directly, so you created a form called Kala Bhairava. And now that you have created a form to whom you want to surrender, he has to be graceful upon you. Because if you were the ultimate truth, if you were the ultimate power, you will not bow down to anyone, right? In fact, there have been so many mythological stories where Lord Shiva comes and stands before the devotee and the devotee doesn't bow down. And even Lord Shiva is baffled. Like, what the hell is this? In fact, this is a beautiful story of Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara does this. Sanat Kumara does not bow down. And Lord Shiva, and he sees Lord Shiva also. It's not like he didn't see that he is standing there. He sees Lord Shiva along with Parvati standing there. He sees but then ignores and he just goes on with his own work. And Shiva is baffled. He stands there for hours and is baffled and he's talking to Parvati like, what the hell is this? Who is this guy? Okay, he's meditated. I've come here to give darshan, to show myself to him. This fellow saw me and still he doesn't care. He saw me but still he's going on with his own shit. What is this? And finally Lord Shiva asks him, like, dude, We have been standing here for 9 hours. And we came here only for you. Because you prayed, so we came. What the hell is happening? You're ignoring us. And he says that, how does it matter? You have been standing here since 9 hours, so I should bow down to you? What about the fact that you have always been there inside me forever? And I have always been bowing down to you inside. What great difference is there? I see you everywhere, every moment. There is nothing great that you have come here in your physical form and standing there, because for me, you are there in everything and everywhere. There's nothing new that you have come. You think that you have come. Can you imagine this? That's when Shiva becomes so happy that wow, like this is it. This is the kind of devotee I aspire. I've always aspired for myself, and yes, this is the guy. So there have been cases. It's not like Hinduism tells you that go pray, pray, pray. Prayer is for someone who is not realized. For someone who is realized, there is no prayer. Whom do you pray? You are God. You are everything. You are nothing. What do you pray? What do you pray for? In fact, in this conversation with Sanat Kumar, Shiva asks that, I am so pleased. I have never seen someone reach this levels of spiritual realization. That they are not even praying to God because they are seeing God everywhere. What's new? That God has come and stood in front of me. Because I have been with God ever. And Shiva asks, okay, what do you want? And you know what Sanat Kumara replies? Sanat Kumara replies that I am desireless. I don't want anything. I don't pray so that I get something out of you. I don't want anything. I am desireless. You want something, tell me, I can give you. This is what Sanat Kumara says. And Shiva is like very happy because that is what Shiva wants. Shiva wants all of us to become better than him. Him. There's nothing better or worse than him. He is everything. He is the better, he is the worse, he is everything. And Shiva is like, yes, I want something from you. Can you give me? Can you be born as my son? Yeah, I want such a powerful person to be my son, to carry on my legacy. And he agrees. He's like, okay, fine. Since you have asked, I shall grant it to you. And that's how Sanat Kumara becomes Subramanya or Kartikeya later. Beautiful story. So Hinduism never forces bhakti on you, never forces worship or idol worship. Nothing. They offer you paths. Your wish, whatever suits you. If you are at Sanat Kumara level, you don't have to bow down to any god because bloody you are God. As simple as that. If you are not there, then of course take some path which suits you. There's no one book or one philosophy which will be rubbed against you. No. You choose whatever works out for you in Hinduism. So Devaraja Sevyamana Pavanangri Pankajam Vyala Yagna Sutram Indu Shekharam Krupakaram. Krupakaram means, oh, the graceful one. Okay? Be graceful on us. Show your grace so that we can realize the truth. Vyala Yagna Sutra. What is this Yagna Sutra? Now, when Yagna, a fire ritual usually, Homa, when it is conducted, usually whoever is conducting it wears a sacred thread. Sacred thread which flows from the top of your left shoulder to below your right shoulder, usually made of cotton threads. It's basically a symbol that keeps reminding you that your ultimate goal is the search for truth. A lot of people even now, especially now that practice of wearing the sacred thread or Janehu or Janivara has gone. Okay, only probably a few Brahmins are wearing it nowadays, by caste Brahmins. Otherwise, the sacred thread was there for everyone. The Kshatriyas used to wear it. Everyone used to wear it. There was no difference between a Brahmin and Kshatriya. Everyone used to wear it. It was basically a signal, because when you wear that day in, day out, you never remove it. It keeps touching your body just to keep reminding you that all this world is an illusion. You have to look internally, especially when you take bath every day and the thread becomes wet. And then on that you have to put on clothes. Sometimes it's irritating. It's not to irritate you, it's to keep reminding you that wetness, okay, that lumpy thing, the lumpy thread keeps reminding you that no, this is not the truth. Look internally. And yajna is one way to start looking internally. And they say Yajna Sutra. Sutra is that thread. Okay. Vyala. Vyala means a snake. Vyala Yajna Sutra. So this Kala Bhairava is wearing a snake as the sacred thread. His sacred thread or Janehu, Janevara is not being made by cotton. Instead, he is wearing the snake as the sacred thread. What is this? Why is he wearing a snake? Snake always represents time. So he is in full control over time. In fact, his name is only Kala. Kala Bhairava. Kala is time. Right? He has full control over time. Do you and me have control over time? No. Can we pause time, stop time, fast forward, rewind? No. We are at the mercy of time. Time plays with us and we just get played along. Kala Bhairava is beyond time. So to represent him to be beyond time, they are saying that the Yajna Sutra or the sacred thread of Kala Bhairava is not even made of thread, it is made of time, which is being represented by a snake. Okay, Vyala Yajna Sutra Mindu Shekharam. What is Shekharam? Shekharam is the moon. Moon is the Shekhara. So he is wearing the moon as an ornament on his hair, on his head. Now again you're going to question that moon is a bloody satellite or a planet. How can someone wear it? It's a symbolic shot. It's not like he's putting that moon on his head. Why only moon? Why is moon symbolized on the head? Because moon is just a reflection, is it not? Only when sun's light falls on the moon, you can see the moon. Otherwise, the energy source is the sun, not the moon. Similarly, in your body, the energy source is your heart and your mind is only a reflection. That's why on the head you always have the moon. In your heart center, you have the sun. That is the truth. That is where you have to reach. Whereas people focus on the head in meditation. That's okay. That's one way. But head is still a reflection. Since we cannot connect to that ultimate truth, we have not yet reached there. We are just trying to connect to the reflection. And that's why even in symbolism, Kala Bhairava is not shown with the sun at the center of the heart. Why? Because we ourselves have not reached there to understand the real truth. We are only able to see the truth as a reflection on his head in the form of a moon. That is the symbolism. Why does Lord Shiva have moon on the head? Because we can't see the sun in his heart. We have not yet reached there. If you have reached there where you can see the sun in his heart, the truth in his heart or in your heart, you will not even need a picture of Shiva. For you know Shiva exists, nothing exists. You will become the ultimate truth. Until then, these symbolisms work fine. So, Vyala Yajna Sutra Mindu Shekharam Krupakaram Naradadi Yogi Vrinda Vanditam Digambaram. 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 Digambaram means Dik plus Ambaram. Dik means directions. Ambaram means clothes. Someone who wears the directions as his clothes. Can you imagine the weight of this line? What are your clothes? I wear the whole universe as my clothes. Because what are directions? East, west, north, south, northeast, southeast, up, down. This is the physical universe, is it not? Directions are the universe. So he is saying Digambaram, Dik plus Ambaram. You are wearing Ambara means clothes. You are wearing the directions as your clothes. That doesn't mean he is naked. You can consider it like that also. Because the truth is naked. He is the truth. And he is wearing this whole universe as his clothes. Correct? Naradadi Yogi Vrinda. Vrinda means team. Yogi Vrinda means team of yogis. Consisting of Naradadi. Narada, one of the most biggest yogis or bhaktas of Lord Vishnu. So you can see here again, there is no difference between Vishnu and Shiva. Why is Narada, who is a Vishnu's devotee, praying Kala Bhairava? Because they are all one and the same. Truth is only one. Naradadi Yogi Vrinda. Naradadi. Adi means etc. There are so many yogis, munis like Narada. All of them as a team, Vanditam, they are worshipping you. And who are you? Why are they worshipping you? Because you are the truth who is wearing this whole universe and universal directions as your clothes. That's why they are worshipping you. Because Narada and other munis of his caliber understand that you are the truth. And that's why they worship you. Because they are also seekers of truth. They want to be always merged in the truth. Naradadi yogi vrinda vanditam digambaram Kashika puradinatha Kala Bhairavam bhaje. O Kala Bhairava, who is the resident of Kashipura. Kashika puradinatha, adinatha. You are the first lord of Kashi. What do you mean first lord? There are so many lords of Kashi. Why? Because whoever is the ruling minister must be ruling Kashi right now. Before that, some king should have ruled Kashi. Before that, land always has rulers. So who is the Adinatha, the first lord of Kashi? You are the first lord of Kashi. In fact, the word Kashi comes from Panchakoshi. Panchakoshi means 5 shits. Shits are layers, 5 layers. That's exactly how human body is also. There is Annamaya Kosha, inside that there is Pranamaya Kosha, there is Manomaya Kosha, and so on. 5 layers to reach the ultimate truth which is hidden within you. The whole Kashi city's architecture has been built like that when it was built. Today, of course, it doesn't look like that anymore. Original Kashi, the city was built like that, where 5 layers of the city, and in the heart of the city was the Kashi Vishwanatha. Vishwanatha means the world leader. Okay, Vishwa is the universe. Natha is the ruler. The ruler of the universe, that is the ultimate truth, is sitting within the 5 layers of your body. And Kashi as a city was architecturally built to represent this. That's how most Hindu temples and old and ancient cities have been built. Kashika Puradinatha. You are the Adinatha. Kala Bhairavam bhaje. I am praying to you, O Kala Bhairava. That is the meaning. To summarize it, again let us see the actual shloka. Devaraja sevyamana pavanangri pankajam vyala yajna sutram indushekhara krupakaram Naradadi yogi vrinda vanditam digambaram Kashika puradinatha Kala Bhairavam bhaje. Summary of it. Even Lord Indra, who is the king of gods, worships your lotus feet. And you are wearing the time or the snake as the sacred thread and the moon on your head as an ornament. Great sages like Narada worship you because you are the ultimate truth who is wearing the directions as clothes. O Lord Kala Bhairava, I am praying to you. Please show your grace on me. You who are the first Lord of the city Kashi, I am praying to you. Show me grace so that I can realize the truth. This is the meaning of the first stanza of Kala Bhairava Ashtakam. We shall discuss the second stanza in the next video. See you guys. Bye-bye.